Hello, friend. Welcome to How to Like Your Life. This is a brain training podcast for mindset transformation. I'm Emily Lies. I'm a brain training specialist and hypnosis practitioner here to teach you the magic and the science of brain training and self-hypnosis to transform your life and also like your life. Let's dive in. We are so back. It has been so long. I haven't recorded an episode in months and months, and so many of you have reached out asking when we're coming back, and here we are. I've been really missing it. I've been missing connecting with you in this way, but I've been kind of tapped out in my capacity to create lately because I have been writing my book. I don't know how much I'm actually allowed to tell you about it because I'm still just finishing up the very first draft. But let me tell you, it's getting pretty good. I'm really, really proud of it. And in the beginning stages of this writing process, I never thought that I would get to a point where I would read through what I've written and actually think that it's genuinely something that I would want in your hands, but I am so excited to share it with you now. It's really a culmination of everything that I share on here, on social media, in my courses, and it's really the handbook to changing your brain and changing your life, ultimately. Plus, I'm going to go so much deeper into personal stories. You'll hear some wacky things about my life, and even though sometimes self-help can feel serious and like work, this book is going to be so light and fun to read and exciting to implement the things that I teach, because it's important to like your life, and it's also important to like the process of figuring out how to like your life, right? So stay tuned for that in 2026. I will obviously be giving you updates along the way, but that's kind of why I've been quieter lately, not to mention the stress of the state of the world. If you are like me and you've been really feeling the heaviness of everything that's going on and the intensity of how many things are going on, I am right there with you. I have been so scattered and stressed and anxious about it in a way that I haven't been in a really long time. So it's taken quite a while for me to come back to center. And ultimately, one of the things that I realized was that I've not been practicing what I preach. This happens in phases. Every 6 months or so, I'll think to myself, why do I feel terrible right now? And it's usually because I'm not doing the things that I talk about all the time. I'm not listening to my own advice, which of course it's hard to do because it is my work. So it's sometimes difficult to turn that back into self-care because I'm sitting and writing about it all day, every day. And my brain needs a break, but I've been really recommitting to leaning on experiences that uplift me and using my imagination in a way that supports me, which brings us to today's episode topic. This show is called How to Like Your Life. And so as we're kind of rebooting this podcast, I want to get back to the basics of why it's important to like your life, why that even matters, why it should be a priority for you. And it all comes down to the fact that this is the only moment that you have access to. We spend so many moments of our days stuck in the past and the future, thinking about things that have happened, thinking about things we wish we could go back to, thinking about this ambiguous future that we wish that we could jump into. But time is really an illusion because it's not linear. It's not before, during, after. It's all just here. It's all just the during. And the present moment is the only thing that you will ever have, because when you're in the future, that's going to be your present. And so your brain can only orient to how you think, feel, and behave in this present moment. So if you move throughout your life and you think to yourself, I'll be happy when I finish that project. I'll be happy when I meet my dream partner. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I find a bigger house. I'll be happy when I make more money. All your brain is processing from that is that you don't know how to be happy now. And again, remember, everything is the present moment. So by the time you finish that project or move into that bigger house or get that promotion or make all that money, the habit that your brain is in is just thinking, oh, happiness is in the future. It's not right here, right now. And so when people do this, they ultimately get all of the things that they've ever wanted. But if they're not used to appreciating what they have in the present moment, wherever they are in their life, their brain's not going to suddenly know how to cherish it and appreciate it and really live in it when circumstances change. This is a concept called the arrival fallacy, which is defined as the belief that achieving a goal will bring lasting happiness and fulfillment. But when the goal is reached, the feeling of satisfaction is often fleeting and a new goal quickly takes its place. So we keep raising the bar for ourselves or moving the carrot further and further down the line instead of settling into it and cozying up to the good things that are happening. So liking your life and doing the things that we talk about in this podcast and finding ways to embrace joy right here, right now is the antidote, because the more you let yourself feel the way that you want to feel today, the more you're going to be able to feel it in the future when everything does go right for you. Like imagine that a little kid is at their 6th birthday party. You go up to them and you say, "Are you having fun today?" And then that 6-year-old says, "No, I can't have any fun because my 7th birthday is going to be more fun. And I have to make sure that I do everything that I can to have a good birthday next year. So I don't have time to feel good today." And then their 7th birthday rolls around and you go up to them and say, "It's your 7th birthday. You made it. It's the day you've been waiting for. Are you having fun?" And then they say, "Well, my 8th birthday is going to be better. And I have to plan for that. I have to focus on my 8th birthday. I can't worry about feeling good today." And then guess what happens on their 8th birthday? We are wishing our lives away every time we say to ourselves, "I'll be happy when." And when you look back on your life, when you are 98 years old, and you think about your life at this age right now, you don't want to look back and wish that you'd enjoyed it more. You want to look back and think, wow, I really lived life fully and deeply. Even though it was hard, even though it was messy, I let myself like that life. Isn't that the whole point? I know we're getting pretty profound and maybe kind of cheesy here, but you have this one life right here and you deserve to like it. I know that things are hard. I know the world is really scary. I know that you're probably going through a lot. And that's all a part of life. We have the capacity to work through our challenges and fight for justice and focus on the things that we want to fix and like things right now. I really want to emphasize that this is not about toxic positivity and pretending everything is perfect. It's about the awe and the wonder and the comfort and the beauty in the teeny tiny moments that are here for us. And on a deeper level, seeing that it's pretty amazing that we are alive and experiencing, period. We are having experiences and we have a consciousness that can witness that. And at this point in history, I would say that it's even more important that we lean into our joy and the things that make us love our life, because it gives us something to fight for. Joy is really the ultimate act of resistance when there are people and outside forces that are trying to take away our hope. They're trying to make us feel fear and worry and helplessness. And when we take back control over how we feel about our own lives, that's pretty damn empowering, if you ask me. I know that's kind of heavy stuff. So shifting gears a little bit, there's a couple of other reasons why liking your life is so incredibly essential and important. And then we'll get into some little teeny tiny steps that you can take to start really letting yourself like your life today. This idea of being present with the life we're in doesn't necessarily mean that we shouldn't look to the future. If you are familiar with my work and this podcast, you'll know how much I believe in imagining the outcomes you want and visualizing the best possible case scenario for how things can turn out in your life. And liking today makes that more likely. There's actually quite a bit of research in psychology that shows that people who have more life satisfaction and a perception of joy and gratitude for their current life, they're way more likely to reach their goals and succeed in the things that they're setting out to do. And I think that that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because I hear a lot of people saying things like, "Oh, well, I don't want to settle in and become complacent in my life, because if I let myself feel satisfied with where I am now, I'll never be pushed to keep going." And that's just it's not true, which is great news. Because I used to have that mentality. I used to think, oh, I need to feel uncomfortable now in order to feel a need to change something. When in reality, the answer is to find what it is we're grateful for in this moment and really lean into it. And then that will give us the fuel and the energy and the motivation to to grow even more, to make our lives even better. Because our brains are wired to give us more of what we're familiar with. Not to mention the fact that experiences of joy and gratitude and inner peace and all these wonderful things heal our bodies. It reduces our stress, reduces our cortisol, lowers inflammation, improves our immune systems. By the way, if you're hearing weird whining and noises in the background, it's because my cat, Baby Mangus, cannot decide if he wants to be in my office or outside of my office, and he knows how to open doors. So he just throws his body at the doorknob until something happens. So we're just going to let that happen. Anyway, liking your life heals your body. And so the healthier you are, the better you're going to feel, the more energy you'll have, the more motivation you will have to keep working toward your big goals, and the more health and vitality you'll have to actually enjoy the moment of reaching your goals. You won't be burnt out, you'll be uplifted, and you'll have the capacity to really reap the rewards, right? I hope by now you're processing how important this is. And I know this concept of liking your life is so broad and so vague. And it kind of has to be, because everyone has a different relationship with their life. The reasons I like my life are different than the reasons you would like yours. So I want to give you some tangible little things that you can do that can help you start to retrain your brain to feel this way about your life. Because it's not just like flipping a switch and suddenly deciding, yes, I'm going to like everything about my life today. I'm going to feel great. That's not how our brains work, unfortunately, because that choice, that thought is conscious. And if you've been listening to this podcast for long enough, you'll know that we are working with the subconscious mind, and that takes up 95% of our brain function. It's responsible for our beliefs, our emotions, our stress, our fears, our habits, our instincts, our perceptions of the world, the way that we look to the future, the way we feel about our past. It's everything. And the subconscious doesn't learn from rational thought and logic and decision making. That's why you can't just decide you're not going to feel stressed if you're feeling stressed. You can't just tell yourself, oh yeah, I decide to feel better right now, right? Our subconscious minds need a little bit more TLC in order to get there. But the great news, my friend, is that we understand how to communicate with the subconscious mind now. And that is through experience. The subconscious learns from experience, far more than thoughts and words, far more than just naming some affirmations and hoping for the best. Real, tangible, emotional experience and the things we focus on are what get through to that part of your brain. So I want to share just some little rapid fire things that you can start doing today, each day, that can help you enjoy more of your life. Number one, notice what's going right as often as you can. What we focus on informs our experience and communicates to the subconscious mind what is important to us. So if you spend all day focusing on the moments where you feel like a failure, guess what your experience is going to feel like that day, right? Start asking yourself, what is good about this moment? And this is not about gaslighting yourself. I don't recommend saying this when you're going through it, when something's really, really hard, if your car breaks down, if you lose your job. That's not the moment to do this. But if you're on the couch with your cat in your lap and you're watching a show, check in and ask yourself, what's going right now? And as you start to do this more and more often, your brain is learning from that, and it's understanding that moments where things are going right matter to you. And you're going to start to notice those experiences naturally more and more, which will give you, of course, more reasons to like your life as you're living it. Number two, you are not a passive participant in your life, so plan things to look forward to. Rather than just waiting for things to go your way, make things go your way. Pick one thing that will make your day a little bit better and add it in. That could just be getting a really tasty coffee creamer to have in the morning. It could just be watching one episode of your favorite TV show or texting a friend who makes you laugh. Do one little thing each day that helps your life feel more exciting and full. And it doesn't have to cost any money or even take extra time. Wear your favorite shirt to work. Turn on your favorite music while you are cleaning your house. Which brings me to number three. Give your brain more positive input. Again, this is not about ignoring your challenges. It's not about pretending like things aren't hard. It's not about, ignoring what's happening in the world, but consume things that are good for your mental health. In the same way that you want to eat your fruits and veggies to get more nutrients, fill up your mind with things that uplift you. Listen to happy music, watch comedies instead of horror films. Have good, uplifting, exciting conversations. Feed your brain with more good, and that will help you balance out what it's hard. If number 3 is about input, number 4 is about output. Create more than you consume. I'm really trying to take my own advice with this one more often. I have been in doom scrolling mode for a couple of months and I'm feeling it frying my brain. The antidote to this isn't to just not scroll, it's to create instead of take things in. Do art, make a bad painting, sing a song, write a poem, write in your journal, create things. There's a whole field of psychology that shows that when we make things, it is therapeutic. Self-expression is healing, even if it's not perfect, even if it's the ugliest drawing you have ever done, you put something into the world that didn't exist before. That in itself is pretty cool. The fact that you, as this individual being, have the capacity to make something out of nothing. Just let that sink in a little bit, okay? Number 5, celebrate your little wins as often as you can, just like noticing what's going right. Notice what you're doing right and take credit for it. A lot of us say things like, oh, I'm so grateful that I had a really good lunch. But I think we should take it one step further with that and say, I'm so grateful that I had a really good lunch and I did that. I'm so grateful that I contributed to something good in my own life. This in itself is another form of creation, right? Celebrate what you are doing, even if it's small, even if it's sending an email or putting one dish in the dishwasher after dinner. You are contributing to the good in your own life. This list could honestly go on and on and on. I could probably talk for 6 more hours with tips to start enjoying yourself and feeling the purpose in this life. But I think that this is a really good place for you to start. These things don't take time. They just take intention. And the coolest thing is that it's changing your brain. So the more you do it, the less effort it's going to take. And eventually it's going to happen automatically. You're going to automatically start to notice what's good. You're going to automatically feel the instinct to make things. Instead of numbing yourself with more screens, you're going to feel proud of yourself each day for the little things you're doing. Now, if you really want to dive in so much more and reach more of your subconscious mind directly so that you can start creating rapid changes, the best thing that you can do is hypnosis. Hypnosis basically bypasses the conscious mind, which is like the gatekeeper between you and your subconscious, and opens the door directly into that part of your mind so that you can create the changes that you want so much faster. And I've created something for you to make this even easier. I've been getting hundreds of messages over the last few months or years, honestly, of people asking what my personal practice is and the tools that I use each day to maintain my sanity and also my joy. And so I compiled all the things that I find the most useful that help me like my life and put it into a course. It is a super accessible, jam-packed online course that you can take anytime. And it is called How to Like Your Life. It is the namesake of this podcast. And I didn't name it lightly. I thought about this for a long time, and these are really the tools that are the most potent, the most powerful, the most rapidly transformative that I have ever encountered that will help you like today, that will help you feel more joy today, that will help you wake up with more energy. You'll move through your day feeling lighter and more hopeful and more easily able to take in the good and handle the challenges as they come. It's honestly my personal favorite tools that I've ever developed, all put into this one course. And if you're listening today, the course just launched literally today. I'm so excited to share it with you. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever made. I really wanted to make it accessible financially and experientially. So wherever you are in your life, you're able to grab onto these tools and take the actions that can help you feel good now. Because it's really, really important. It's going to help you have the fuel and capacity to move forward toward the things that you want. It's going to give you the capacity to handle the challenges in your life and in the world. It's going to support your health and well-being. And you're going to have more fun. Isn't that kind of the whole point of life? We get one life. We ultimately get one moment because we can only live in the present moment. And I think it's about time that more of us start enjoying that. If you want to check out the course, it is in the show notes. But give yourself the gift of liking your life. Whether you take the course or not, you deserve to feel good today and tomorrow and the next day because it's only going to do more good for you and the world. I know this episode was a little bit me on my on my soapbox, but I think it's really important that we all recognize how much agency we have in the way that we move through our lives. And things can be so much more fun and rewarding and light and exciting. Don't you want to wake up and feel excited about your day? Like a little kid on Christmas morning or the morning of their birthday, if you're not the kid that I talked about earlier in this episode, where they wake up and think, today is going to be a good day. And they know it. And they're ready to jump out of bed and start living. That is something that you have the capacity to do every day. But it requires retraining your brain to be able to do that. The course is really, really helpful with creating those shifts in your brain. The tools that I shared earlier are also really, really helpful to get started. But no matter what, just remember, you are capable of liking your life. You deserve to like your life. And things are going to start changing for you. And it's pretty awesome. I'm going to leave it at that. Check out the course in the show notes. I'm so excited to share it with you. If you go through it, please send me a DM on Instagram and let me know what you think of it. If you haven't already, please also rate this podcast. 5-star reviews are so helpful in making this podcast more known to more people so that more folks can uplift themselves and empower themselves. All right. It's been great chatting with you. I missed you. It's been so long. I promise I'm getting back into recording more episodes. So I will talk to you soon. Bye, friend.